You are tuned into the Green Hornet Case Files, a beacon of truth in a world shrouded in mystery. Unveiling the legacy and cultural significance of one of the greatest crime fighters of all time. Now, let the adventure begin. Here are your hosts, Kory and Greg.
A very green new year to all our listeners.
A very green new year, and happy 26. Can you believe it's 2026?
Dude, no. No, and not a flying car in sight. I'm so pissed.
No flying car, no jetpacks. I mean, It just, and I'm, today at work, I gotta tell you this weird little story. Today at work, if those of you that don't know, I'm actually technically I'm retired, but I started working in a local movie theater because, I get free movies out of the deal and free popcorn, and which is not a bad gig.
Right.
But the other day when they made the decision to do away with the pennies, stop making pennies.
Yeah.
I think every hoarder in the world grabbed pennies because we can't find them. We went to the bank. We can't find pennies anywhere.
How is that supposed to work?
They're supposed to keep using them. Just keep, use what's in the pipeline already.
Well, it did cost 3 cents to make one. So
it did. And it takes what, like 12 cents to make a nickel or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Coins are dumb. I like them.
Yeah. But they're dumb. Yeah. So, I guess 75% of everything we do, maybe 70% is credit card at the movie theater. But it's that other, little 20%, 15, 20, I don't know. That's cash. And today, one of the guys came to me and he said, I'm out of pennies. Can I get some? And I'm like, yeah, I'd like some pennies too. So, we went to the big boss and all of a sudden you're going to have to round up. I'm like, really? So we're rounding up to the nearest, nickel. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess that's not the worst. But
it's not, but okay. Well, all right. Well, hey, welcome to the Green Hornet Case Files this week. Sort of go sideways
in the year 2026.
2026. Actually, this show will pop at the very last of 25. So somebody reminded me the other day.
Thursday.
Well, that will be the first, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
tomorrow's New Year's Eve, bud.
I tell you what. There are stranger things out there.
Speaking of what I'm doing tomorrow.
Speaking of what, yeah. Hey, one of the things that I think almost snuck past me in the last year is that I believe next year, 2026, this year, 2026, is 90th anniversary for the Hornet.
Ooh, yeah.
90th anniversary. This is the 90th anniversary year for the Hornet.
That is awesome.
January.
Awesome. It's a good time to have a Hornet podcast.
Yeah, it really and truly is. January 1936, and here we are. It's January of 2026. So 10 more years, and we'll figure out what to do for a big bang. See what happens with that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. We wanted to, every once in a while, I will notice bits and pieces like that little trivial tidbit there of things that sort of slip under the radar. So we're kind of doing a grabby baggy kind of show again.
Maybe we should look into 90th anniversarying the logo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Different way of looking at it.
You know some artists? Because I ain't doing AI, I can guarantee you.
No, I was going to say, we know some people. We're not going to AI anything.
Yeah. I think truth be told, I'm actually an AI. It's just the way I feel about it.
With those golden pipes, of course you are.
Yeah.
It could only be fake.
Let's don't. Hey, have you noticed? Speaking of, have you been on Facebook lately and noticed that there are? I don't know who's doing it out there, and maybe some of you guys and gals out in the Greenland out there, Green Hornet land, because we don't want to go to Greenland. They're doing.
Go to Iceland.
But we'll go to Iceland, but not going to Greenland. Whether we buy it or not, that's a whole nother story. Have you noticed that somebody is taking pictures, Green Hornet pictures of like Bruce and Van, and some of the artwork that's been done, some of the comic work that's been done by our good buddies, and has been AIing it to make it move?
Yeah. I've seen a couple of them on a couple of the groups.
I don't know how I feel about that. Do you?
I know how I feel about it.
Well, let's have it, my friend.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Do you remember, God, it probably was 10 years ago, maybe even longer. It may have been 20 years ago now that I think about it. But there was a run of like Pepsi or perhaps Coke commercials that had John Wayne.
Yes.
And maybe Marilyn Monroe, I think. But they were using these old nostalgic individuals who are long gone.
The iconic characters, yeah, movie stars.
And using it to hawk product.
Whatever it was.
And now, I'm a rational enough person to look at things and understand that that's what everything is. Everything in modern society is designed to sell you something.
It's selling something, yeah.
All the stuff we love, including the Hornet, was designed to be on, to attract people to listen, so advertisers could advertise towards you.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yep.
That doesn't make
We're
me
both radio guys. We both know what that's all about.
Right. And I'm pro, like, I understand it, but it doesn't make me like it anymore. But when people, I understand, they're like, look at this, it's so cool that we can do this.
And there is a coolness factor to it.
I will give you that, but that doesn't make it okay. Taking people's visages and making them do stuff that they didn't do, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's a slippery slope that starts off as fun little videos on Facebook.
And then all of a sudden.
And I'm not conspiracy theorying or anything like that, but I'm just saying, when they can make people do and say things they didn't do, and the level of discernibility amongst the people seeing that drops. That's where I stand.
Yeah, and there is a point, there really and truly is a point where your brain goes, was that real? Obviously, it's my first reaction. Okay, my first reaction when I saw this I think I saw it on Facebook. As one of the shots of the guys, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, well, that's nice that somebody posted that picture again. I always appreciate. Holy crap, it's moving. Yeah. And that was my reaction was, I've never seen that video clip. Yeah, I've never seen this video clip. Wait a minute. It's not a video clip.
Yeah.
So, I tend to be in the same camp you are on this. There is a coolness factor to it, but yeah.
That's
what animators are for.
Yeah, yeah. That's a whole different ballgame. But I mean, like, as corporations, one with a particular set of ears, licenses things out, purchases AI companies. Now we're going to get Darth Vader singing stuff.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like that. And it bums me out. It's so gross. It's gross. And I'm sorry if anybody out there is a big proponent of it and you're a fan. Like, I don't mean to offend anybody with my opinion of it. I really don't. But I think
it is
the lack of willingness to pay artists and other performers to do these things because you can create it with a computer is just what's going to happen to literally everything.
Yeah.
But people don't see it that way. They don't look at the long-term effect of it.
There is such an easy aspect to ChatGPT or Gemini or, whatever version of, AI that you're using, where you can pop over into it and you say, whatever it happens to be. It ruins the thought process.
It does. It absolutely does.
Yeah. So,
I have a buddy who's a huge proponent of it, and he constantly gives me, you got to quit being a grandpa talks. He tells me that all the time. You got to quit being a grandpa about this stuff. And I was like, I really don't. I really don't.
Not when it's taking money out of people's pockets.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's going to take money out of everybody's pockets.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they can automate it, why would they pay you?
Well, and now let's look at it.
Everything.
Now let's look at it from the business standpoint. Green Hornet Inc.
Yeah.
What do they do with that? If somebody has turned around and made a piece that they're utilizing in whatever fashion it happens to be, then all of a sudden there needs to be a phone call from David Grace that says, excuse me, what you're doing here is breaking a copyright. Mm-hmm. And you can't do that any longer. Like when we did the Green Hornet radio show from back then, I specifically had a written piece of paper from David Grace saying, you have our permission to do this. Yeah. I didn't have to. We could have just gone in the back bedroom and recorded the whole thing, kind of like we did. We used an actual studio, but and I could have thrown it out onto the internet.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I didn't want to do that. So, a little digression. How do you feel about those things? How do you feel about what AI is doing? And do you think it's okay for them to take a Green Hornet, a Shazam, whoever it happens to be, and turn it into something?
Podcast at greenhornet66.ai.
Thank you.
.com,
appreciate that.
I'm playing.
.com. You ever read Motor Trend magazine?
When in the dentist. In a waiting room, I've picked up a Motor Trend, but no, not typically.
I missed this. May 14th of last year, 25, since today is officially New Year.
Yeah.
Let's roll, Cato. We drive the Green Hornet's very special Chrysler Imperial, the inside story of Black Beauty, one of the great TV hero cars of all time.
What? How did that slip by us?
I don't know how this slipped by us. And there are some lovely shots in here of the Black Beauty. And I believe most of these, I haven't gotten through the whole thing here, all the pictures. I think all of them are the Peterson car, which would be number one.
Is this an online article, or was it in a tangible magazine?
Yes, it is online article, and I don't know if maybe I can shoot you this here real quick.
Let's add the link to the show notes.
Yeah, we will add the link to the show notes and see if folks want to be able to check that out there.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you can pick that up there. I just sent it over to you. Yeah, and it talks about It opens with trumpeter Al Hurt's manic rendition of The Flight of the Bumblebee blaring in the background. Thus began each episode of the Green Hornet, the comic book and radio show-inspired TV series of good versus evil that aired in 1966 and 67 on ABC TV.
You almost made that.
Almost did. Almost. I knew I was not going to make it. And then talks about Dean Jeffries and talks about the fact that, he received a phone call and 20th Century Fox executive producer Bill Dozier and, what they wanted in a car. And then it does a little breakdown here on, the things that were changed, some of the bits and pieces that were changed, extended the rear roof line, making the sail panels a lot longer. The gun ports or the rocket ports, talks about the rear compartment was reconfigured to meet the Green Hornet's special needs, including a wardrobe cupboard for his mask, hat, and trench coat. So
very cool.
Very cool article. We will include that in the show notes. If you want to, you can just go to motortrend.com and type in their search engine, Black Beauty, and it comes up May. The May episode. I don't know if there was an actual magazine that was done. If so,
you're gonna have
they
to go
still
hunting.
Make magazines? Do they still make magazines? I don't know.
They do, but they cost $16 a piece.
No kidding.
Yeah.
God.
I will. I've always liked magazines.
Do I want to get Grandpa-y on this one?
Yeah, I've always been a fan of magazines, and so I will occasionally catch something like there's a lot of themed ones now. Like yes. I have a couple of pretty solid National Geographics about pirates in the Old West and just random stuff that I'm interested in that.
Time Life or whoever it is that does the Bruce Lee episode, the Marilyn Monroe episode.
I've got Lord of the Rings ones and Bruce Lee ones and Prince and just stuff I want to read that. And then I get to the check stand. I'm like, $15.
$15. My God. It's like the movie theater. I obviously I'm the older guy at the movie theater from all the 20 somethings that are running around. And so a lot of older patrons will seek me out, unless they want to find the cute 20-year-old girl or guy. And, they'll come up and, hi, it's been a while since I've been to a movie. And how much is that? And it's, it's $13.75 for that's a matinee price. You have a senior discount on that? Sorry, that is the senior discount. My God, man, that was back in my day. I could get in for 75 cents. What
year was Susie that? Had 25 cents between the two of us.
That's right. And the rest of it, we had popcorn,
unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is. But there you go. So Motor Trend magazine. This looks like a really awesome article. And I did not have a chance to read this before we started the show here. That's, live on the air here. Popular American actor Van Williams was cast as newspaper publisher Britt Reed with the relatively unknown American-born Chinese actor and martial arts master Bruce Lee as Kato. You can see I'm AI, right? With his aide sidekick and chauffeur.
Yeah.
So there you go. Go check out Motor Trend magazine.
It's funny. I had a guy come in. A guy I work with was asking me about the podcast, and he was like, "What? You talk about the Green Hornet?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, what do you talk about? And I was like, we kind of just dive into different things. And I started talking to him about it. And then I started talking about the comparisons to the Ranger.
Right.
And blew this kid's mind. He was like,
really?
You're kidding me. And I was like, no. I was like, it's connected. It was created by the same people. And he's like, what? And so I started going down the line and talking about we want a modern version instead of, a white horse. He's got a black car and, all these types of things. And I think we got a new listener.
Wow.
He was super stoked on it. This was
welcome.
just yesterday. So
welcome if you're joining us. And you just mentioned Ranger, and you mentioned this the other day. We're going to do. I know it's not all green, but we're going to do a pale green episode next time on relatives, and one in particular. Okay.
I'm super, super jazzed. As anybody who's been listening the whole time knows, I'm super into this idea.
That you're into the Blue Beetle, okay?
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure.
I don't know that was the guy, but I do know a guy who's a big Booster Gold fan. So
okay, you bring up something that I'd actually did made a note off to the side that I wanted to talk about, and that is the age range that we have lovingly embraced with the Hornet. Obviously, there's not a lot of people around that listened to the original show back in 1936, 37, 38, whatever.
90 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, 90 years ago. There may very well be, a few 92, 93, 94, 95-ish. Maybe some centenarians that listen to the show, but more than likely we've got, that's not it.
Yeah.
But we're listening or talking to people who listen to then the repeats of those shows, or maybe picked it up when it ran into, the 40s and the 50s and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But then you turn around and talk about, a young guy that walks in. How old is this guy, roughly?
30 something.
Okay. All right. I'm getting emails from a couple of what I would deem kids at this point, probably late teens, early 20s, mid 20s.
No shit. Sorry.
And beep. Well, I'm a little late on that one, wasn't I?
But for real?
But for real, a few of those I think I probably shared with you. We get every once in a while somebody will reach out to us and say, we didn't know, we've never known, and now all of a sudden, we found your podcast, or we found, other things, comic books, the movie. You got to give them credit for the fact that the movie was what it was, and maybe it led them to discovering the origins of the thing as opposed to almost the end. So, and I know for a lot of listeners, it's a technology thing. I don't do an awful lot. I don't do TikTok. I do a little Instagram. I do a little Facebook. I don't do, I do text. I do know how to text. I still haven't figured out how to program the VCR, but that's a whole nother.
To be fair, you haven't had a VCR in 30 years.
Is that why it doesn't work?
That's why it doesn't work.
That's why it doesn't work.
That thing that's blinking 12 o'clock, that's your microwave.
Oh, that's the microwave. Oh. So do I have to change did the time change when the clock or when the calendar changed? Did the time change then too? I'm so confused.
You're going to have to break out your Poor Richard's almanac and go ahead and cross-reference that.
Poor Richard. Oh.
Didn't think I was going to get to make a Ben Franklin reference this episode, but I'm okay with it.
There you go. It's old Ben Franklin, yes. What is it with me doing all these voices? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
You're stretching a muscle that you haven't done in a while. You're like,
it has been a hot minute. It has been a hot minute. I gotta cross the streams here for just a second.
Are we going Ghostbusters?
No, we're going Star Trek. Okay.
Okay.
I have to throw this out just because it is who I is. I have been doing for the last 6 months or so, I have been doing some voiceover work for the Roddenberry folks. They have a new YouTube series. It's called Ranking with Roddenberry. And ranking,
Okay.
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So go check out Ranking with Roddenberry. I'm not the host. Lovely young lady Jessica is the host, and she writes these things, and they're just fascinating. But if you listen closely in the background, you'll hear the dulcet pipes of somebody else. I don't know who it is. But so I had to cross the streams there for just a second.
Shameless self-promotion. I'm here for it.
Yeah, podcast at Green 66.com. You want to complain about that? Technology. I want to jump back in technology for a second. I've never been much of a Reddit person.
Okay,
and maybe you are.
I like Reddit. I'm a fan.
Do you? I didn't understand. I didn't understand Reddit for a long time. I think I have a Reddit account, but I didn't realize there were so many cool things out on Reddit.
Oh, yeah. There's some vile things too, but for the most part, it's pretty good.
Well, that's true. There's vile things all over the internet.
That's about it.
If you do go to Reddit, you can go to reddit.com and you pop into the main page, and in the little search engine, type in Green Hornet.
Oh, yeah.
And do it all, just in one word, Green Hornet, all one word. And you can go from there. You can go to all sorts of subreddits and read what people are talking about. I'm looking here at one right now. I don't know which one this is for sure. I'd been looking up radio shows, and somebody writes, this is 5 years ago. Does anyone know if recordings still exist of the first radio broadcast of the Green Hornet radio show from January 31st, 1936? And then
do know.
We do know there aren't. There are not, except for one. Episode, what was it? 13, 18? I forget now.
Yeah.
And then there's comments, down below. And then the next is somebody asking, it's a subreddit on public domain. Will the Green Hornet be public domain in 2031? If so, would it only be the original radio program or other content also? It'll only be original radio content.
Right.
If I remember right. So.
That's all right.
I think. It may be a phone call to David Grace to ask that question for sure. But if you're looking for Hornet stuff,
you can find a ton on Reddit.
You can.
It's a pretty strong community, actually.
It really is. And you can go into old time radio. And let's not forget our dear friends over at 1966 Batman message board. Scott Sebring and Ben Bentley. We don't want to forget those guys. It's not super, super active these days, though. And the holidays, I'm sure, probably is in the middle of it.
Slows things down. Yeah,
it does.
Sure.
It does. There is kind of a lively chat right now about some doll sculpts. Maybe I should say action figure
there
sculpts.
You go. Atta baby.
For Britt and Cato. So there's, 1/6 and 1/9 scale that people are getting to add to their action figures. So go check that out. There's some lovely comments back and forth from some of the group. And, somebody has actually done some of their very own Mego-ish kind of looking packaging.
I just came across those on the Facebook forum the other day.
Yeah.
And those are pretty solid and hand done, not AI.
Yeah, hand done. Yeah. It's fascinating. And there is an awful lot. There is an awful lot on the 66 Batman message board. And again, you have to click over onto the Green Hornet side of it. But, somebody was talking about the Corgi update that'll be out in April of this year.
Yeah. Now, I'm chomping at the bit for that.
Yeah, that's going to be great. And there's just so much. Sadly, a lot of the questions and things on there are me, but that's Just ignore me. I don't care. It's all right. It's whatever you want to do. But there is a lot of Hornet that is
Did you start a Reddit account?
I have an account, but I did not do one for the case files. Maybe we should do that. Do a subreddit on case files.
Start throwing them up in the subreddit. Maybe it'll find a few more people.
We just might. It's a good idea. Good idea. But it is interesting that as you jump around and ask the questions that need to be asked about, what's going on. No, we haven't heard a word about the new movie. The only thing that I know is the last time I think I talked to Mary Kay that, or we had discussed it. I think that they had already gone in and renewed. The Amazia Entertainment had renewed the license to be able to do it. Whether anything's happening, I don't know. We know about the new Corgi little car that's coming out, and outside of that, I don't know of.
Kind of curious if there's any movement with Mike Kelly's animated stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's time for us to do a quick reach out to Mike before the next show and ask him how he's doing with the animated stuff, because that was very cool.
So rad.
That was very, very cool. And if you haven't checked that out, go to YouTube and type in Mike Kelly. What is it? He calls it Kung Fu something or other.
Yeah, Kung Fu animations or something to that effect.
Something to that. But type in Mike Kelly and Green Hornet, and you'll wind up finding it's just very, very cool. And it's kind of quiet. It's kind of quiet here in the new year with Hornet stuff, and I don't know if the 90th anniversary is going to be anything special. But
let's make it something special.
We could make it something special. What do you guys and gals think? What do you think we should do? What do you think Green Hornet should do? I know. New TV series, new.
Yeah, there's not much we can do that way, but podcast at greenhornet66.com. We really want to hear from you guys. And you know what? Let's go ahead and just, it's the holiday season. I'm thankful for every single one of you who have sent something in and made us feel like somebody was out there hearing what we're talking about.
Yeah, I am too. We didn't start this expecting to have, thousands of updates on or views or listens. We never expected that was going to be the case. There are times when I expected maybe a few more, depending on some of the guests, especially that we've had on the show. But, you guys are always there. Guys and gals
thankful for every one of you.
Always there. And so we appreciate that. If you have any news, if you've come across anything that's really kind of cool that we haven't talked about here, again, drop us an email and let us know what it was, where you found it, send us a link, whatever the case happens to be. And, let us know what you think about AI too.
Let her fly. I want to hear it all.
Really
good, bad,
love.
Ugly, all of it.
Yeah.
Just don't ask ChatGPT to write your email for you.
Oh, shoot. Maybe where do I erase this? Oh. And if you like what you hear and you want to kind of keep it going for a while, be sure and pop over to our little Ko-Fi coffee. What was it? I sent you a thing that there was somebody that actually figured out how to pronounce that.
That knew what it was, and I roundly rejected it.
Yeah, well, I figured you would. ko-fi.com/Green Hornet case files. If you've got a few extra pennies that you're hanging on to.
Yeah, you need them taken off your hands.
Yeah. I'll take them to the movie theater and put them in my till, so I don't have to round up anymore. It screws with an old man. That just screws with you after a while. Yeah. So yeah, let us know what you think. We'd really appreciate it. And happy 90th on the 31st. I wonder when our next show will be in 2 weeks. It'll be close. It'll be close to the 31st. So
yeah.
We might
We're
have
coming
to
up
do
on it.
90th anniversary show.
Maybe we should just record and drop an episode on the 90th at like off kilter from what we would normally drop.
Oh, we might do that. We've got one supposed to have one dropping on the 29th. So that would be really, really close. But
yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll work it out. We'll surprise you.
We will.
A bunch of people waiting on the 31st going, wow, those guys didn't do nothing.
What are they doing? Those two guys. I don't know. All right, my friend. I appreciate you, too. Always coming out to play. And let's talk.
Any excuse to talk to you, I got it. I'm here.
Yeah. We used to do a lot of sitting across from each other and talking, and lately it's been a little different these days. Technology is so lovely, isn't it?
I never can tell whether it's made things better.
I don't know, and I probably won't know until the day that I shuffle off the mortal coils or whatever that saying.
I'm going to shuffle off a Tesla coil.
You had to bring Tesla up, didn't you? Yeah.
Nikolai, not the car.
Oh, there you go. He didn't invent. Nikolai didn't. Never mind. With that, my friends, thank you for joining us for this oddball episode of the Green Hornet Case Files.
Yeah, if you made it this far, I really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, we owe you money, I think, at this point. So
yeah, we buy you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I've got some pennies here in my jar. It's not legally binding. Thank you for throwing that in there.
You're welcome.
All right, let's wrap her up, my friend.
You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Let's roll into 2026.
There you go.
As the night envelops the city once more, our journey through the hidden alleys of history and valor comes to a close. You've been riding shotgun with the Green Hornet Case Files, where the echoes of the past meet the voices of the present. Tune in again for the next thrilling adventure, where shadows speak, secrets unfold, and the legacy of the Green Hornet continues to inspire. The Green Hornet Case Files is a Grail Productions podcast. The Green Hornet is owned exclusively by Green Hornet, Inc. Until next time, vigilant listeners, keep your wits sharp and your spirit unbreakable.